Hi, friends. This is Ray Anthony, reminding you that you're listening to Harvey's Big Band Jazz Show in the Mohawk Valley on AM 95, WIBX, Utica, New York. The best big band jazz music you want to hear, 7 days a week. There's nothing like it. Harvey, keep up the good work.
Well, when I tell you we have treats from time to time, I mean we have treats. Right now on the phone from California is Mr. Frank Sinatra, Jr. Frank, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, can you hear me better now?
Yes, I hear you fine.
Fine, I'm coming through the microphone now. Awfully pleased to have you call. We're on right now on this Big Band Jazz program.
I understand.
And that record that you put together with Pat Longo is the greatest thing I've heard in one heck of a long time.
Well, I'm very pleased that you enjoy it. I really had very little to do with it. It was Pat's album. I was just asked to be the guest vocalist on it. It was originally going to be an instrumental record.
Well, I think the three of you, with Billy May's arrangement there, just really connected. It really came together extremely well.
Well, both Pat and I have a great respect and admiration for Billy May, who I have watched through the years. And for me personally, I always wanted to work with him, which is why it was such a treat to make that record.
Now, are there any 45s going to come out of that, or is that just the straight album?
I don't believe so. I think that that record company, that little jazz label in Santa Barbara, the Town Hall Records, I think they don't make 45s.
I see, because I've gotten a lot of requests. I exchange programs over in England, and they're really enthused about it, and we're wondering if any 45s are coming out with, the vocals with you on there.
A fortune in dreams. That's how I measure my treasure of fame. I'm never blue as long as I can pretend, and I wouldn't take $1,000,000 for the dreams that I spend. With only daydreams keep me tonight, I get along and I'm doing all right. I haven't got a bankful, but I'm thankful to say I've got a fortune in dreams put away. I've got a fortune in dreams. Like a snow, with only daydreams to keep me tonight, I get along and I'm doing all right. I've learned to love things in life that money cannot buy. That's why I've got the sun and not the clouds up in my sky. You're never gonna see me with my head hanging down, 'cause I can take the bad times when the good times ain't around. Now I haven't got a bankful, but I'm thankful to say I've got a fortune in dreams put away. I've got a fortune in dreams.
Who are you performing with mostly instead of guest appearing with Pat?
Well, Pat Longo has the band here in Los Angeles, and every time I need a band in Los Angeles, I usually work with Pat's band.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm on the road, regardless of, whatever city I'm in, I end up using usually the local musicians, and like most singers, I will just add my rhythm section people, my pianist, my guitarist, my drummer, things like that.
You bring in your own conductor also?
Right. That's
Yeah.
usually the piano player.
Right. I've seen that happen, and it works out very well, too. Is that the latest album that you've been on? You have others out also?
Well, the albums of my own are some years before that. I haven't released one of my own albums since 1977.
Yeah, I know it's been some time.
Right.
And I was just
As
wondering...
you can understand, there's very little demand for my kind of music on record.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if there's an increase or not. How about going to digital? Anything going on that?
Well, it would appear that in the future, just about all records made will be digital as time passes. I have a digital record player that plays the small compact discs now, and it's a very, very striking revolution.
Kind of expensive for the ordinary person, though.
What?
It's kind of expensive, I guess, for the ordinary person yet.
It's expensive now, very much the same way color television was at first.
Mm-hmm.
But as the time passes and the product becomes more and more widespread, the price will come down. Well, another problem they've had with the digital format is that there have been no domestic manufacturing plants for the software, for the actual discs. Up to this time, the discs that are available were pressed either in Europe or in the Orient. But I believe beginning in September this year, somewhere out in Indianapolis, Indiana, the first domestic fabrication plant for the digital discs will be opening.
I see.
And when that happens, then the shipping costs will be greatly reduced. There will be no customs seal on them to bring them into the country. And it'll be a little easier. And then more and more, the machines will come down in price. The problem with digital at the moment actually is in your end of it. Radio at the moment is going to have a great deal of trouble broadcasting digital discs because the dynamic range is so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as people's sound systems begin to convert to digital compatibility, which will happen in time, then you'll be able to play digital music across the radio as well.
Right, and before too long they'll be going into AM stereo.
Well, many
should help.
radio stations are already multiplexing in AM now.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe the problem there, as I understand it, was that the federal government was dragging their feet in certifying which system of the 5 applicant systems it was going to recognize as the national standard. They kind of threw up their hands and said, well, we're going to certify all 5 systems, and we'll let the best man win. So nobody knew what they were going to do yet. Nobody knew what system to buy. There's the Kahn system and the Harris system and the Motorola system, and there's several systems. But now comes word that out of Japan is coming, I think, a $149 car radio that has a microprocessing chip in it that covers 4 of the 5 systems.
Leave it to them, I'll tell you.
Well, then, so that sooner or later, all the backwash will be swept away, and there will be whatever the best system is.
Sweet and lovely, sweeter than the roses in May. Sweet and lovely, heaven must have sent her my way. Skies above me never were as blue as her eyes, and she loves me. Who would want a sweeter surprise? When she nestles in my arms so tenderly, there's a thrill that words cannot explain. In my heart a song of love is sounding me, melody haunting me, sweet and lovely, sweeter than the roses in May. And she loves me, there is nothing more I can say. Nestles in my arms so tenderly, there's a thrill that words cannot explain. In my heart a song of love is taunting me, melody haunting me, sweet and lovely, sweeter than the roses in May. Loves me. There is nothing more I can say.
Actually, you can get AM stereo in your home now with just if you have 2 AM radios, you can do it.
Right. But that's great. No, but how about also, let me get you off on another subject here, too, because I noticed that a lot of the rock artists are going into the video discs. Is there anything moving in that direction with the big bands or anything?
Not to my knowledge, no.
I was just wondering, because that's expensive also, and I don't think there's that much of a demand out there.
Well, it will be coming, though. I'm sure the problem is the people who make those audio-visual masters, as they're called, they just have not gone, they feel their best chance of return on their investment would be to go with the contemporary rock music. So they haven't gotten around to, the kind of music that you're describing.
Right. Now, Frank, can we get back into some of the things that you're doing lately? Do you write any of your songs, or do you compose anything?
Oh, yes. Yes, I do. I do write songs. I have for years, in fact. And to give you an idea of how popular they've been, I'm the only one who knows about them.
Oh, well, now you... well, at least we know about it, too. Yeah. But I know that... where'd you go, to UCLA for your...
That's a grave insult to tell to somebody who's an SC alumnus.
But is that where you got your initial training, Frank?
Well, I had studied music all my life, actually. And I was very privileged in my earlier years that I studied counterpoint with Bill Finnegan. And you probably remember him as the second half of the Sauter-Finnegan Orchestra.
That's correct.
And he is the daddy of them all when it comes to that kind of very, very bright and exciting music. Then I studied orchestration with Nelson Riddle, and I studied conducting with the late Felix Flatkin.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a pretty good background of musical schooling.
Right. Now, I noticed, too, I know you can't get away from it because, obviously, it's still in the family, the type of phrasing. And do you try to emulate your father's singing?
I try to emulate anybody's singing if I think it's right.
See if that was the main direction or the course that you were setting. Or are you striking out, in other words, you want Frank Sinatra Jr. to go in your own direction.
Like a red and ruby chalice, warmer than the summer's night. Clouds were like an alabaster palace, towering to a snowy height. Each star its own aurora borealis. Suddenly you held me tight. I could see the midnight sun. Well, I can't explain the gentle rain that found me, or was it just a moonlit veil? The music of the universe around me, or was that just a nightingale? miraculously found me. Suddenly